usually I have to work for them. So the muses will give a verse when they're in a good mood. If I'm really fortunate, I'll get a verse and a chorus, as I did with Cloud Riders, outside, standing outside at 4:22 a.m.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm obsessed with this idea because, Tori, in your career, you've had these moments where you've been gifted songs almost. You've talked about it. She's talked about John Lennon singing Hey Jupiter to you.
In Arizona.
Anastasia Romanoff coming to you and saying, tell my story, and yes, Anastasia. So once in a while you get these songs that come almost like fully fleshed. And Cloud Riders, you said, is one of them where you got almost the whole thing this one night. Talk to us about that experience. Is it like a possession? How does that, what takes place when it starts to come?
It's the most wonderful possession. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. Hand on my heart. If I could do it, I'd do it every week. It'd be my 30th record.
And you just give into it?
Oh yeah. You surrender. But it's happening. It's been happening since I was. It's one of the first things I can remember is the music coming and the muses.
Right.
And they're my friends.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there they are, fairies.
But it's still translated from the muses or from a spirit or being or whatever into your own experience, though. It's not just something that you aren't connected to or you aren't tethered to.
It's a co-creation, but I could write a song probably every hour of the day, Noah. I mean, you all could say, write something, Tori. Just give me a subject. I can do it right now.
Right.
But it would be embarrassing. I mean, I can do it.
Yeah.
You know, your tattoos, we could do that.
I'm up for that. Maybe
Put hot dogs in the song. And vegans, that could be good, just for an argument.
Right.
And we could find it, but it might be more like a patter song. It might be more piano bar.
Right.
But I'm not saying that that's all I can do when I sit down. If I say, Tori, you need to write something for this. Okay. But that's different. That's different than when you're co-creating with these energies and they come.
Have you ever had it come and you didn't catch it? You know, you missed something before because you weren't in a place where you could write it down or you lost it?
Yes, and I've broken up with them, all those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You're really leaving our date to go and write a song? And I go, okay, no. And then you go, ah.
Right. Should have left the date. Yeah.
And I went to Björk.
Right. One of the songs that is unlike any song I've heard you do before is Up the Creek, which you sing with your daughter, Tash, who's here. Why did you want her to be on that song? And talk about how that song came to be.
Well, it's a phrase my grandfather would always say, good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. When I would say, well, are you going to come back after work and bring all those treats you said you were Papa? And he would say that. And I thought to have his great-granddaughter on it, there was a thread there that I thought was right. And she and I talked about the idea that, particularly when America pulled out of the Paris Accord, that's when Up the Creek really started to form itself.
And it's one of those songs, like throughout the album, where again it's the personal, but it's also the political, and you're talking about the planet, you're talking about Earth, you're talking about all these big issues. How do you combine all of that together?
We're talking also about the protectors that are in our agencies that are supposed to be protecting the environment, and then Juliana versus the United States, which was I was guided to these things by a friend of a friend who's a scientist somewhere, or somebody who's been working in government, a social servant, civil servant, for years and years and years. And so they would send messages, do you understand what's happening? And I would say, no, probably I don't, so can you explain it to me? And then they would explain from their point of view what was happening. And that is how the record was being shaped by voices of people that felt they couldn't speak out for, because of their job, because of where they are. So they were trying to shake people into understanding the consequences of what was happening. At the same time, Mary didn't have a voice. Mary, my mother, by now had become trapped and was voiceless. And it became clear that America, our lands, our waters, liberty, was trapped, being possessed.
What's it like to talk about something or to sing about something so personal like your mom, and what she's been through, and to put that out there? And I'm assuming then to play Mary's Eyes, which is one of the songs on the album, play that on tour. What is that like for you? Are you able to sort of just go there and deal with it? Or are you kind of have a reckoning every time you have to go into that?
Well, I haven't played it live yet, so I don't know. But Mary's been incredibly, she's been fighting. She's fighting to stay on planet Earth. She doesn't want to leave, even though she's in pain, even though there's a level of suffering. But she's there. And she wants to look into your eyes and hold your hand. And she wants you to sing. That's what she wants more than anything, is people to sing songs. Now, Mary can't really sing, but she tries. And she makes the rhythm. And the reason is, and you're there with her, and you're humbled by the fucking courage.
What would you sing? Was it your stuff? Was it other stuff?
Joe Adair. That's what we would sing. We would sing hymns. Anything that she could remember.
Yeah. I remember when Pele was, before it came out, you said that you were playing all the songs for her, and you played Tallulah for her. Did you play songs from the new album for her? Has she heard them?
Not yet. But I will.
Yeah.
Right now we're playing songs that she knows because that sparks her memory, and she can sing back. That's how something awakens, and she's with you. She's present, and she tracks you. And so, I guess that experience, along with the Great Mother, is being protected by people in positions that the teenagers that I spoke to question if they're qualified to protect, if they're really there working with people who have reputations to pollute. So the word twists were something. And all the little Benjamins around, the computer bats that were sending me information at a certain point is, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Talk about language and the power of language, because I feel like that's another theme that's throughout the entire album, how important words are and the words that we choose. How did that play out when you were writing the album?
I think Chocolate Song is a song that came out of realizing that once you say something to someone, you can't take it back. And I'm sorry just doesn't fucking do it, does it? I mean, you think it might, but the scars are there. When you look at that person, you can see that they know that's always there, that thing I said. And something so simple as being in a kitchen and making chocolate together, which is, that experience, you can't purchase it, but the emotional gold of that. And yet, once the words become your weaponry, it's very hard to get back to that. Really difficult. So the pain of that, picking up on the pain that I was hearing people were going through with just confrontations. Confrontations that were fraying people's emotions. And it all got poured back into songs.
What about now the next phase when these songs go on tour? How are they going to sort of interact with songs from your past catalogs? We were talking yesterday about how all of a sudden all these other songs are speaking. They're speaking to me. I don't know if they're speaking to you again, but songs like Sweet Dreams, songs like Virginia, songs like God, they all of a sudden have a new meaning that they maybe didn't have 9 months ago even. So how are you going to have the songs from Native Invader interact with those other songs on tour? Have you thought about that yet?
You're getting me to think about it. The thing about the audience, the people that come to the shows, they give you ideas. They'll say, well, why don't you pair this with this? And you say, okay, I'm going to go work on it. That's why you have sound checks.
Right.
Any artist that you hear that doesn't go to sound check, oh my God. You've just missed an opportunity to co-create with your audience.
Because it's almost like an organic living creature.
That's right.
The first tour date is going to be very different than the last tour date.
Then the second one.
Yeah. Which is why people go and see you. I know people who are going to see you every single night this tour. Because they don't know what's coming. It's that, I'm sure it must be thrilling for you, but it also sounds exhausting.
Well, it can be, but hopefully we'll get past that and it'll be exhilarating. But the crew will say, my husband will say, why are you handing me a set list? This is worthless.
Yeah.
You're going to change it. I said, I might keep to it.
Yeah. It's a place to start.
Yeah.
And then you see what happens.
That's right.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about some lyrics that you have from a song called Russia, which is one of the bonus tracks. And Russia with a title like that, with what's going on right now, from the start. But you say, time to wake, activate our native invader, warriors of the earth, it's getting late now. So I want to know, what does it mean to activate our native invader? And what do you want people to take away from this album? Once they've listened to it, what do you hope they go into?
I hope people take whatever they need. If they're inspired at all to take anything from it, whether it's energy to go create. Because the only way it became clear to deal with the energy out there that's getting spewed by so many people is to not become like them. It's destructive, and we've seen it destroy people and consume people, talented people. So that's not the way. That's not the way at all. We have to out-create destructive energy. That's the only way. And we can.
Yeah, I think so.
But not one person. It can't be about one person. It's about the baton gets passed around and everybody says, I have something to create today. It might be in the garden. It might be in the kitchen. It might be a sculpture. It might be an article. It might be a book. It might be with children. It could be anything. But if it's slime vomit, that's everywhere. It's everywhere. But people have been frozen. Mary, a reflection again, it's a different paralysis. We were talking about an emotional taser.
So it's about getting people unfrozen.
Well, it's getting, yes.
That's all I have. I think that's beautiful. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for showing up. Let's give
Thanks,
Tori a
guys.
round of applause.
Thank you.